Hey class, I've been looking at your answers to the discussion board and very good. I think you really understand a lot of what we're talking about here in terms of the two participations in the one priesthood of Christ. There's a little bit of it though that seems to be problematic. That is, you've got all the right answers in here, and then sprinkled here and there is some problematic discussion, some other ideas that don't quite fit. And I think they point to things that are in the back of some people's minds. So I'm going to just respond to the discussion board things, the discussion board comments, with this lecture, rather than typing in all over the place. And basically, I'm not going to worry about where you all seem to understand everything. You got that. The readings are good. You read the readings, you understand that. I don't want to repeat things. What I want to talk about is to highlight some of the important issues and then point out where there really are problems. Okay? So that's the idea here. So let's look. The first question was the two participations in the one priesthood of Christ. And my question was, what's the essential unity and essential distinctions between the two participations in the one priesthood of Christ? And first I want to say, when you think church, you should think all the baptized. When you think church, it's not that building that we go to. It's not the bishops. It's not the hierarchy. It is all of the baptized gathered together in some kind of unity. That's what it means. So the common priesthood belongs to all the baptized. Now this is another very interesting comment. By someone being ordained a priest, some new grace will be given them, but the old grace is not taken away. That is, priests, properly so called, the ordained, are also part of the baptized. They don't cease being baptized. So they have the common priesthood as well as whatever this ordained priesthood is adding, and we'll get to that. But it's important to see, and it solves a lot of these conundrums that we used to have about, well, what's the role of priests and the role of laity? Now, when you're ordained a priest and receive the ministerial priesthood, you are no longer laity. That's why we have this word laity. It means a certain slice of all the baptized, a certain slice of all who have the common priesthood of the baptized. That slice is, and the definition, I think somebody pointed it out in here, that definition is those who are not ordained nor in religious life. Now we're not completely consistent in how we use that word laity in the church. When we use it completely correctly, and the Catechism defines it as that, the laity are the baptized who are neither ordained nor in religious life. We use it a little more loosely sometimes to mean just not ordained, and where do the people in religious life stand? Yet, because that was the older understanding and some of that carries over. So think about that. Hopefully I will try and use laity correctly every time I use it. But we can talk about then what's the ministry of the laity, and that's different than talking about what's the ministry of those who have received the common priesthood, because the common priesthood covers ordained ministers as well. Something to keep in mind in going in. So, here we go. I'm looking at reverse chronological order here, and I'm going to point out some things. And please, I'm not picking on anybody. You know, if what you say is, oh, he's complaining about my post, it's put here so we can all learn. So, this says, both the laity and those consecrated to Christ are guided by the Holy Spirit. Now, the laity are consecrated to Christ too, right? In their baptism. So that's really problematic speech. That's, in some sense, one of the essential distinctions that you need to understand that really came to the fore in the Second Vatican Council is all the baptized are consecrated to Christ. That's what baptism does. All the baptized act in the person of Christ, and that's what we mean about the common priesthood of the faithful, acting as priest, prophet, and king. That belongs to all the baptized. That comes with baptism.